What are you doing this weekend? I was asked this question a few times today, and I surprised myself saying, I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell all weekend. And I didn't even attach to the word I was using. It was really coming from a place of excitement. I'm going to sell all weekend. So the idea came that I'm like, okay, I'm going to share with all of you my journey with selling using social media. Because I promise you, this is not a straight line. But I want to share stuff with you so that you can take whatever you're gonna resonate with and might help you to be also feel excited to be selling on social media. So I want to make sure. Hi, can you tell me in the comments if the sound is echo or not? Because I've been trying StreamYard a few times and it was always echo. So I'm just gonna go to my profile and check because I don't want to get there. It's always echo. So I'm just gonna go. Oh, it's good. Okay. Awesome. So what are you doing this weekend? Tell me, by the way. Actually, I should open. Here in Canada, it's a long weekend because of November 11, and that date is always for me coming from France. We have November 11 as well, the off. And I always think of my grandfathers who told me, both of them told me they did the Second World War. Both of them told me, so one of them said, I hope you will never go through a war. This is the worst thing you can live through. And the other one said, not too long before dying, he said, Angelique, remember, live your life fully. Um, don't put yourself in danger physically, but fully enjoy. There is no war so far. It was also part of the Second World War. So I'm going to honor them starting this video. And I'm going to share with you. So number one, what you need to know about my journey as a seller online. When I started, I couldn't charge people. I couldn't, literally. I could not put a price on my products, on my services. And at first, maybe you don't know, but I was in the food industry. Actually, if you want to know more about this, you're going to read that book. And page 95, I'm telling you about my story as a gluten free, nut free, dairy free chef. Um, Chef, people were calling me a chef. I've never been um, a chef, but that's how people were referring to me. So I had to sell stuff. It was food. And I remember how it would keep me awake at night. And I was undercharging and all the things. So I just want to tell you that I didn't start with 5-figure offers. You have to ease actually your body into those numbers. And my first tip I'm gonna give you, and I would love to hear from you in the comments, right? I feed off your energy. Um, and I believe in the power of the internet and connection. So when you hear something that resonates with you or you think that you're going to help you, I want you to tell me in the comments. Plus, you're teaching your brain that it's safe to be online and be visible, ask questions, ask for what you want, ask for clarification. So ease your body with numbers. So literally, I think the first time, so after years of really navigating the battle of what is the price of my cake, what is the price of my carrot pie, and stuff like that, I started to sell online products. Maybe it was, I would say 2014, maybe. Uh, and I will never forget. It was an online product. People would join a group program around how to use Instagram. It was when the stories just came out. And people were like, oh my God, I don't know how to use stories. So I had like a 6-month program around how to use Instagram and the power of stories to share your story and make sales. And I had to set up a system online. And in that system, at some point, you have to write the price. And I'm, I, I couldn't go above $37. So I started at $37. And I will never forget on that Sunday morning when I woke up and I had my coffee and then I probably sat at the computer to work a little bit. And there was a message saying you received $37. And I was always making joke when I heard, I make money while you sleep. But that's how I did my first 37, no touch, no talking, $37 online while I was sleeping. For me, that was the shift that I needed to go through to realize that I am in charge of my price. I am in charge of my presence online. I am in charge to sell online or not. That was shift number one. Another example I want to give you, $37 was a lot for me. When I started to work around social media marketing, I would do exchanges, things against things or services. So there is nothing wrong with this, but I realized that I was not coming from the right place. It was coming from scarcity, from separation, from a place of, not honoring, making the price reflect my worth. So no price, no worth. Yeah, I realized that a few years after, right? So what I want to say here is that we've been raised at school, most of us, where we were marked. Good mark, bad mark, good girl, bad girl. Oh, this girl, she's just has a, the more good mark, the more status you would get from the teachers, potential, colleagues in the we don't say colleagues at school, like people in your classroom, classmates, um, parents. Um, I had friends who, for parents, their parents, it was really important. They had good marks, otherwise they would be punished. That was not my case. But that relationship between a number and how you are appreciated because of that mark. And I find, and I'm not a specialist, but we do the same with money and the tag price that we attach to our services. And we, of course, have a tendency to devalorize, like to undermine the price of our services. And when we have price that we feel good about, and then it's time to sell them online, we are hiding. We are like ashamed to ask for money. So this is kind of where I'm coming from. And so this is why when I answered 3 times today, what are you doing this weekend? And I said, well, I'm going to sell. But like, yay, let's go. I'm going to sell. Because as you know, Magic with Social Media Love is opening November 20th. And so what has changed in me that I'm going to be excited to be selling? Number one is the definition of selling. And that's going to help you. It's the same with posting online. A lot of time I hear from women entrepreneurs, women leaders, or aspiring entrepreneurs that they are worried they're going to bug people if they post, or if they post too much, or if they talk about what they do, or if they sell, of questioning your content because you are worried about what others think of you. So the fear of rejection, the fear of being judged is like so proeminent when you become an entrepreneur, because there is no secret. If you're an entrepreneur, even if it's a side entrepreneur thing, you got to sell. Otherwise, That's it. You're done. It's not, it's like a passion project. It's a, I don't know, it's, you have to generate cash because a business needs a lot of cash. So the shift in me was this. Number one, becoming very aware that I was attaching the price of my programs to the worth I was tagging on myself. This is why I started to do the inner work. Hey, Ellie, it's so cool to see you. Because I was realizing that the limitation of selling my stuff were coming not from the stuff in itself, but really from my perception of myself daring to sell, because it's about money. And money is not growing on trees, and money is dirty, and rich people are sleazy, and da 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 da. All those, limiting beliefs that are part of our society, or the way we were raised, or things that happened when we were little, and then we made it mean something about life, about the world we live in. This comes up when you are selling your products and services online. The little girl is like, but remember what daddy said? This is not good to ask for money. Never ask for money. It doesn't sound like that, but this is what we recorded when we were younger. So when we come to sell something, there is those old belief programming that comes here. So if you ignore that, chances are that your business won't take off. That's what I realized. This is why I started to do the inner work. And this is why now, to make sure that my women leaders who come to me succeed in building the funnel, they have to, it's mandatory, they have to do magic with social media love. This is the only way that you can embrace the full scope of what it is to sell something. So, how did I become so excited about this weekend being dedicated to having sales conversation? Number one, I don't do it alone. I have help. I have someone who's a specialist at sales that help me to number one, you know, reframe my mindset when it slips. Or the other thing that the tendency we may have is to discount our price or bend the rules so that we get the client. And that is has nothing to do with the client, nothing to do with the business. It's again coming from the fact that deep inside you feel you're not worthy, you don't deserve the success that you are crafting every day. Like, intellectually that your program is amazing, you are excited to talk about it online, you post about it, but deep inside, you are not enough. So it kind of we are own stoppers, right? So I'm going to give you kind of three major shifts. Number one is really to be clear on what limitations you have heritage, like you got from others in terms of selling online. What are the limitations that others have put on you when it comes to talk about the services that you sell, and talk about it online openly, like with joy and ease? Because once you become aware of this, it becomes easier, because you don't let your mind run the show. Because remember, you are not just like that. You are just the way you think you are. This is your mind making sure that you get stuck, right? So that you don't get too successful. So those limitations, what we hear all the time, if you sell all the time, you're gonna be, the platform's gonna eject you, or people are gonna think you're sleazy and stuff like that. But when you stop listening to all the rules of the internet, and you start connecting with other entrepreneurs who use the internet, they sell every day online, because every day is 365 days a week. And selling means different things. Selling is about, here's my definition of selling. Selling is to give the opportunity to someone who is at the right time, at the right moment in their journey to say yes to an opportunity that's going to change their life, whether it's professional or personal. You are that Kickstarter. You are their permission to become the next version of themselves. And so that shift in perception changed everything for me. If I know that whoever is watching the replay and will never tell me they're watching, because I have proof of this so frequently, that I can change your life, and you're going to see me if you have to see me. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And you're going to reach out to me and say, hey, can we talk? And I would have never heard of you before, but you would have heard of me because you've been watching everything all the time. So this is just a beautiful experience. And I would love to hear from you if you notice that people are watching online. They are watching. So this is why you need to keep showing up. If you really believe in your mission, you show up. And how can you show up from a place of joy, ease, and that is sustainable without burning out? Is by doing the inner work. This is why I invite you in the magic with Social Media Love. We do the inner work so that you can never feel you have to post anymore. It doesn't come in one day, but you're going to feel the shift. And that shift will make sure that you're so aligned with your mission, with your soul, with your energy, that the day you won't show up, you will feel like a mama who forgot to feed her kiddos, right? So that's the shift that I want you to have. You are here to help others see in you the key to open the next door in their journey on earth, whether it's social media marketing for me and you, or anything, a leadership coach, a LinkedIn coach, a mindset coach, a massage therapist, whatever. Your role is not to show up for you and talk about, hey, it's, hey guys, I have this thing that help that type of person who feel that way and want to get to that next phase. And I know your pain, and I know that you don't know what to say online. You question your topic of expertise, you question your post. Just the idea of doing a video is like going to the dentist. I know your pain because I know also that deep inside of you, you know that your mission is so big that you can't allow yourself to miss on the beautiful tools of the internet. Look, I am live on 5 platforms. Same seat, same roses, that needs to be changed. And I can reach some of you here, some of you there. So that's number one. I know your pain and you know the pain of your clients, right? So when you see someone that hurts in the street, you're not going to just pass by and say, good luck with this. You're going to stop. How are you doing? How can I help you? It's the same when you sell online. So that's number one. I said number three. What limitation did you learn from about what it is to be an online marketer, an influencer online? Some of you are like, I'm not an influencer, but my definition of influencer is that as soon as you decide and you choose to use the internet to help others to change their life, whether it's personal or public or professional, you become an influencer. That's it. For me, that's a definition of what it is to influence your audience. So, what are the limitations that you learned about using the internet? You learn that, you have to listen to the algorithm or die, that Facebook is getting really, really bad. It's probably not for you. That so many mean people are on the internet, that there's so many other coaches already on the internet, that tech is really hard. Like, don't get me wrong, there is some real stuff in there, but you choose. It's like in life. Do you choose to focus on the people, the circumstances that suck? Or do you choose to focus and put your attention on things that blossom, that makes you feel good, and that are a positive impact in helping the world to evolve? So that's some limitations I hear, and I want you to become aware of those limitations. And I would love to hear from you. What are the limitations that you learn about social media marketing? And the other thing, another big limitation I hear, and this is why I love selling now, is that there is no wrong or right strategy online. In all of them, you got to show up anyway. So I used to be like this, hiding behind strategies to implement from A to Z, and then stop in the middle if I missed step 1, 2. And then I was like, well, there is no point in continuing. You missed step 1 and 2. Start from scratch. Who wants to start from scratch again? I know some people do. When they do the challenge 75-day hard and you have to start from scratch, it's okay. I don't judge. It's just um that's how I was. I was like, I need to start from scratch. So I would delay everything and start from scratch, or stop because I didn't want to start from scratch. So that's one of the limitations I hear a lot. You have to do things a certain way. What I've discovered is that you do things your own way. And there are some key principles in marketing, that you have to have in your back pocket. And that's the work we do when we work one-on-one, or even in the group. We have our monthly circle on social media. But outside of this, it takes you to be open to show up, whether it's through your emails, your Facebook this, your LinkedIn that, your videos, your images, and always to be excited of talking on how I can help you. How can I can help you guys? How do you say that to your audience? I can help you. And this is how I help you. And this month we're opening a new cohort. This is your chance. Are you ready for this? Do you want to hop on a call to discuss it? And if you're ready, you're going to feel it and you're going to get in. And if you're not, it's okay. I'm on earth for another bit. I'm not going to go far, right? So I hope, can you start feeling the shift? Feeling the shift. It's not, I know it sounds like, meh, meh. It's not about you. It's about helping others to come into your ecosystem. And once you sell like this, it means you invite people you guide them to their next decision. So does it take energy? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. Does it work all the time? No. Does it sometimes get into your mind of discouragement? Yes. But this is the third shift I want to give you. It's to learn to act as if your service, program, whatever you sell, is sold out. What would you do today if you knew you had 15% who signed up for your retreat, for your program, for your mastermind? What type of energy would you feel, and how would you show up online? What are the things you would be preparing, posting, and step into those emotions? This is how I personally do it now, because my first test on that was when I organized a retreat last March in France. And I literally did everything from A to Z, including the social media marketing and selling, from a place of ease, joy, and trust. And guess what? The retreat occurred. So it's using the power of your body to be able to feel those elevated and exciting emotions that you feel when you are in a reality that you want to be in. And once you take those actions from that place, then it feels easy and you detach from the results. So, for example, here, I am giving you, like, I was inspired to do that live because I said to someone, three people today, what are you going to do this weekend? And I said, well, I'm just going to sell. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm going to sell seats to my program because it's amazing. And I'm just going to explain what I do so that more people, if they are ready, I don't want them to miss the opportunity. That would be so sad, right? So that's why I felt inspired to share my journey with you, because I would have never said that a year ago, or maybe a year ago, yes, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So it's not because my tactics have changed. It's not because my program have changed. It's not because I changed my house or my office. No, the only thing that changes me, the way I am, the way I perceive my influence online and how I can help others. So that's the number 3. It's to be able to do your marketing, do your emails, do your live videos from, like, as if you were already sold out, basically. And it takes practice, but I encourage you to test it, try it, try it. So in Magic with Social Media Love, we do a lot of that. I teach you, we use the power of visualization a lot, because this is how our brain understands things. Our brain doesn't know the difference between what's current, like in your reality, or something that is imagined. Because what it does, it generates the emotions in your body as if it was already your current reality. So when you teach your body how it feels to be that woman who trusts and believe and invite people to go to her program from a place of joy, you become that person who invites people to your programs from a place of joy. And another example I want to give you, it's been maybe 2 years that I've been practicing this, and it works more and more. That's, last year I hit my first 6-figure, and I do the same thing. It's just the way I changed. This year, for the I Am Visible experiment, I had most registration than ever at a conversion event, with people actually involved in it, or people watching the replays, sending me DM. I had the experiment the year before with nobody show up. Why? Because me. So that was my number 3. So I could go on and on. I wanted to give you 3. Okay. 3 things. So it's the first one was your relationship with a number. What stops you from selling online, inviting people to work with you, is the number attached to your services. So I told you to practice to say it. I had to learn $37. I remember, I think it was $47. Then I had to learn how to say $97. Then I had to learn to say 6,000. I think I went to 6, 47 to 6, or 97 to 6,000. And then I went to 7,000. And then on and on and on. Like, you have to teach your body how to say it. Like, go in front of a mirror and say the number until it becomes natural, normal, familiar. Your body is safe. Oh, okay, she's saying big numbers and she didn't die. Oh, and someone bought. Oh, she didn't die. So we're okay. We're okay. So it's teaching your body to be safe around the number you attach to your programs and services without attaching it to your worth. Okay. The number 2 was to make sure that you no, that was number 3. What was the number two? Oh, shoot, I forgot. Oh, yeah, the limitations. What limitation have others put, on you around social media marketing? And what limitation did you learn about social media marketing? Yeah, big time. And the third one is to be able to show up online and talk about, your new cohort opening from a place that you already are sold out. That really changes everything. And there is always one chance that someone sitting on their sofa tonight, maybe having a glass of wine, having a hard week. Oh my God, it doesn't work, social media marketing. Well, it does, but it only works at the pace of how you perceive yourself online. And that comes from your inner visibility. So watch the replay if you're just joining now, where I give you the three, mind shift that really get me excited about today and tomorrow and Sunday until we start Magic with Social Media Love on November 20th. And Sunday, I should tell you this, I have a Q&A session. I'm going to post about it so that you can join me. It's at 12 or 11 a.m. Eastern time on Zoom. If you feel the pull when you read, the sales page, and then you have, you want to check stuff, you want to hear me kind of verify some information with me, you come to the Zoom and you'll be able to figure out if it's for you or not. I can help you figure this out. I'm not going to tell you to buy this 6-month experience if I don't feel you're a fit. It's not for everybody. But if you feel the pull, join me Sunday for the Q&A session. It's going to be very informal. I will have my coffee with me. Bring your coffee, and we'll discuss on how Magic with Social Media Love. And if you go to Magic's, I should write it down. We have an amazing thing here. How do I do that? Banner. Magic with Social Media Love.com. Okay, that's your thing. If you want to go and read about it and read with your feeling inside of you what it does to your body. How do you feel when you read all the things I put on that page? There is so much information. I try to put everything so that it answers all your question. Your mind's going to be questioning some stuff. It's okay. And if you are more curious, join me Sunday. Okay, 11 a.m. on Zoom, and we'll have a discussion and answer your questions. On this note, I'm going to let you go because I want to watch a movie tonight. And I'll be back online tomorrow to talk more about Magic with Social Media Love, that changed my life. That also something I'm probably going to talk more about is the power of being in a community of women who are working on the same lane that has no price. It's just, my coach says that community is the medicine. So I'll come back on this because it's just beautiful. And if you are members of the I Am experiment that we ran last week, please join me as well on Sunday. Some of you had major breakthroughs during 4 days. So it's basically a little piece of Magic with Social Media Love that I shared with you during the experiment. Can you imagine if you do that for 6 months? What are the possibilities of all the things for you, yourself, your business, your projects, your aspiring maybe business? Some of you are aspiring entrepreneurs. So come on Sunday, let's have a conversation. And if you cannot wait for Sunday, reach out in the DM. Okay, I made some room this weekend to have short conversation. We can talk so that you can make the best decision for you right now in your life. Ciao, ciao.